the city behind in search of the unknown. Roaring engine like thunder, it is calling you. Oh, let's roll. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable.
Wow, that place is even better than the other Central Cafe. Or, actually, I'm not sure if it's the food. It might be. There's a woman who works in there whose name is Shay. She's like warm sun on your face. She is just a delightful lady. If she would adopt me, I would let her be my mom any day. So I'm sort of killing time right now. I got the plowing and harvesting done. Or the potato harvest. You were there. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I got the potato harvest done. And then I did plowing and cultivating in that field. So that field is actually ready to plant. It was a really long day, but I got it done. I had to spend a lot more in renting the plow and the cultivator and also more hourly fees on the tractor, which is so expensive. I really need a tractor to come up that I can buy. I have kept the plow and the cultivator in case I need to plow and cultivate after I harvest these other fields. What I have not done is spoken with a contractor. I told you I was planning to hire somebody. It just looks really foggy today. I told you I was planning to hire somebody to teach me how to use the equipment and sort of do the harvesting. And when in the carrot field, the equipment that's available to harvest the carrots needs to have somebody driving alongside of it to drive a trailer so it can unload directly. It doesn't have a hopper, basically. And the peas, the harvester for it is a massive piece of equipment that I just don't think I could figure out how to use on my own without like somebody teaching me. So I've been trying making phone calls. There are people who do contract work here, and I kind of assumed I would just be able to get one of them. Apparently getting them on short notice during harvest season is not a thing. Also, nobody knows who I am, so I'm having trouble getting people to return my calls, and I don't really know that many people to ask. I spoke to Walter, my neighbor who inherited my farm, or didn't inherit, he bought the bits that they sold off, including the house, which is why I have no place to live right now. Walter gave me the phone number of a guy who used to work on his farm who like knows all of the farmhands in the area. So I'm hoping that guy will give me a call back and then maybe he can hook me up with somebody or give me some information. I'm kind of in a holding pattern right now. I'll go over to the shop and see if they got either the carrot harvesting equipment or the pea harvesting equipment in. And I guess whichever thing they got, maybe I'll try to figure out on my own. I just don't know. I don't know. Oh, hey. Speak of the devil. That is the guy who Walter put me in touch with. Hey, Ben, thanks for returning my call. My name is Renee. Walter gave me your phone number. Is it okay that I called you? Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm the person who inherited the farm, well, the bits of the farm that Walter didn't buy. My cousins, Jason and Tanya Reynolds, ran the farm until they passed away earlier this year. Thank you, that's really kind. Yeah, I would love to talk to you at some point. Actually, I'd love to learn more about them. Long lost family, I really didn't know them or even that they existed before this farm came along. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with boring details. The reason I called you is I'm having trouble finding somebody who can help me learn how to use some of the equipment. I am brand new to farming. I have a bunch of fields I need to harvest right now. Carrots and peas still, and then soon, I think, spinach. I don't know how to use any of this equipment. And Axel over at the shop told me that the only harvesting equipment for carrots requires somebody to drive alongside with a trailer, and so I need help with that and somebody to teach me how to use the pea harvester. I don't know if you know anybody who would be free to do that. I really don't want to let the crops wither in the field. Really? Why do you think Axel would give me the wrong information? Wow, okay. Well, that's really good to know. So I can do the carrot harvest on my own? Alright, can you tell me what the model number is on that equipment so I can make sure I get the right carrot harvester? Ouch, okay. That's a lot of money. Alright, thank you. Well, that's super helpful to start with. What about the pea harvest? I don't really know how to use the equipment, and I've seen the machinery to do that, and it just seems way out of my reach as a newbie. Oh my gosh, really? You would? That is so kind of you. I would love to compensate you for your time. Yeah, that definitely sounds fair. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Ben. When might you be available to help me with the pea harvest? Amazing. That's so great. All right. I will head over to the shop, talk to Axel, try to get the right piece of carrot equipment, and if they, whichever thing they have in stock, carrots or a pea harvester, available to rent right now, that's what I'll do today. So I'll give you a call if I need to do the peas. Thank you so much, Ben. You are a lifesaver already. Awesome. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Great. Let's hop in here and get over to the shop. That's amazing. So, Ben let me know that the information I was given by the guy at the shop, Axel, whose name is on the shop, so I guess he owns it, was not quite right. Apparently, I can actually get carrot harvesting equipment that has a hopper in it, so I should be able to do the carrot harvest on my own. It is a piece of tow-behind equipment similar to what I did the potatoes with. I managed that okay, so I think I should be able to do that. So I will get... Oh. I don't know whether to take... Really? You just... Okay. Fine. I don't... You had to pass me to turn there? My goodness. Right, I was trying to say, I don't know whether to take the New Holland over to the shop directly or the little Piaggio ape here. I guess I'll go over in my ape. I need a nickname for this thing, it's ridiculous. Just to see what equipment they have. Basically, Ben said that for a fee, which was reasonable, he will sit with me in the pea harvester and show me how to work it. And then for the carrot harvester, he thinks I can just use it. He thinks I should be able to handle it. So I'm curious how foggy it is. That is a lot of fog. Oh gosh. That might be difficult when I'm doing the harvest. Okay, we'll find out. I don't know what the fields are like. I haven't been over there today. It's everywhere. He thinks I should be able to do the carrots on my own. So I'm gonna go find out if they even have the carrot harvester that has the hopper in it. And if so, if they've got the carrot harvester or the pea harvester, whichever one, available today. And Ben has said that he will basically come whenever I have the pea harvester and help me out. I will pay him for his time. And if that's today, then he'll help me with that today. And if that's not, then I'll do the carrots today and hope to do the peas in the next few days. So yeah, I'm going to head in there, talk to somebody, and try to figure out what equipment is available and get some more harvesting done. Well, it is super foggy down here. So that's interesting. And, yeah, I wonder if I go over to the river proper, how bad it is. Wow. It's hard to even tell there's a river down there. Oh, I almost walked right off this rock. Oh, man. That's a lot of fog. I'm guessing it'll burn off. It's still pretty early. I was in and out of the shop basically in no time. Axel was not in, but I did speak with someone else who was able to help me get this harvester. This is, looks to me like that's a single row. That is a single row carrot harvester. That is, I mean, these rows aren't terribly short, and how many do you think there are here? This is maybe about 10 here? Ay, ay, ay. I have no idea how fast these carrots will fill up the harvester. This is going to be another potato day, I can just tell. This is ridiculous. I really hope the pea harvester is a bit more efficient than this. I guess I'll just get into it. No point in whining about it. Probably should trim some of the shrubbery away from the fields a little bit. Yeah, I will, I'll do similar to what I did with the potatoes. I'll record some of this and skip a lot of it because, my gosh, this is going to take a long time. Yep. Yeah, this one has the hopper. And like I said, Axel wasn't there, so I have no idea why I got the wrong information about this not being available, about there being no carrot harvester with a hopper available. So I will have to catch Axel sometime and try to find out why I was told that. But I'm glad that Ben set me straight. So I will catch you after. I'll probably stop at some point, let you know how much I make when I take a load. I've got the trailer ready to dump stuff in. So I'll let you know how much I'm making off of each load, and get into it. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I'm making headway with the carrots. I'm over here, just dropped off a load at this silo. The river is so foggy. It's beautiful. I'm getting around 4,800 per load that I bring over here, but the tractor costs me a little over $5,000 per working hour to rent it. It may even ding over the next hour. Oh gosh, while I'm recording this. So I think it's just a wash. Like I may come out technically ever so slightly ahead, but not by much. Again, wow, these cars are really coming around here fast. This road is pretty narrow. It's killing me to have this rented equipment. I really need to own a tractor. Oh dear gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna try sliding over here. I'm sure that won't go horribly for me. What are these signs? Yeah, so I need to find a used tractor ASAP. At this point, honestly, I'll look at the lease fees at the end of the day, but I'm thinking I wonder if it would even have been better to buy this New Holland outright. I think it was like $240,000 and I had $266, but I think even with that, it probably, in the long run, the lease costs are just erasing any revenue I'm getting from all this harvesting. So yeah, that's a bummer. I will carry on. It is, as predicted, very similar to the potato harvesting. The harvester is very narrow, very, very repetitive up and down. I'm sick of it already. I am driving back and forth in this cozy corner though, and thinking more about where I would put buildings and things. And I really think I might need to get rid of that field. I've got these two are sort of larger, and I'm sure I could put like houses or yard stuff on them, but it feels like because they're bigger, they probably produce a lot of revenue, and I don't want to give up the revenue. I mean, I don't really want to give it up on the one on the end there either, but it is the smallest of the three, so maybe it makes sense to do that. And it's also sort of tucked away there in like a little U-bend. There's trees all around. It is kind of nice. So I'm sort of thinking about that as I drive in circles over and over and over again. All right. Well, there's some carrots in this harvester. I will get those unloaded and get back to it. We'll see how much I end up with when all of this is said and done. that is really frustrating, actually. I finished the carrot harvest. This field is clear now. I made a little over 40,000. I think it was probably like 42 or 43,000. And I spent almost 40,000 on this stupid tractor. 5,000 an hour, 4 hours. No, wait, that math doesn't add up. Where did I spend all the money? I don't even know. I came out ahead, but not by a lot, I think. Now I have to go back and check my notes from this morning. Anyway, if I did come out ahead, it really wasn't by much. Basically, every load I took over was 4,800, and I was paying 5,200 per working hour for this tractor, and it took most of an hour to fill up the trailer with load. So I think I technically came out ahead, but not by much. And the tractor is like, I don't know, 15 minutes away from ticking over the next working hour again. So I may as well call that another 5,000 off what I've got. I really don't think I made a penny on this. And that was half a day of work. With that in mind, I have to ask myself if it's worth it to even harvest these other two fields. I did come out ahead on the potatoes, but not by nearly as much as I thought I would. And the equipment for harvesting these two fields is very big and expensive. If the yield is anything like these two fields, it would probably make more sense for me to just let this wither and plow it in, call it a loss, and start fresh. The thing is, I have a hard time with that. Like, I know I didn't know them, but members of my family planted these fields. They had plans. They are members of the community. Ben spoke really highly of them when I spoke to him on the phone earlier, and Walter was the same. I feel like it would be dishonoring their legacy to just plow these crops in. This is the last thing they did, really, before they passed, and I feel like I owe it to them to harvest them? Maybe that's stupid, I don't know. I just can't bring myself to let it go to waste. So if it is stupid, I guess I'm just stupid. That's fine. It's whatever. I need to plow this field now, and I have some thinking to do. I was trying to decide whether I want to put whatever I'm building on this farm on this field or further down somewhere. I need to build a house. I would like to have animals, so I'm going to need some animal enclosures. I would really like a shed to put my equipment in, so it's not just sitting out like this rented stuff is just sort of plopped out here next to this tiny shed. All of that stuff is going to take space, and these three fields and the one up there are basically all the space I've got. So I'm going to have to give some of it up. If I'm thinking about where I would like to live, I think I'd rather be closer to the river. I mean, this is so pretty. Can you imagine, like, sitting on a back deck and watching this river? Watching the barges go up and down? That sounds pretty idyllic to me, especially after a long day in a tractor or whatever else farming entails. If I put a house over there, it's going to be kind of far, and I'm not going to have that nice view. Maybe if I put it on one of these fields? I don't think there's really enough room to fit a house on this side of the track. It's kind of rocky and the land slopes down pretty hard. I don't know. If I decide to turn this field over here into whatever the yard is going to be, I don't know if I would plant some of it in grass because I will need grass for goats, or if I would just leave it all, make it all yard. If I can get away with not plowing and cultivating this, I will save working hours on that New Holland, which is quite a nice tractor actually. I'm just very annoyed about the rental fees. So that's making me kind of hate it, even though it's a pretty good tractor. If I could save on those rental fees by not plowing and cultivating this, that would probably be good. But this is a larger area than I thought. So I think even if I do put like house or shed or animal enclosure up, I'm not going to need this whole space. Not for a long time. So I think I need to make this productive still, even if I do want to put some buildings here. Alright, I guess that answers my question. I think I need to get this plowed and cultivated so I can turn it around. I guess I'll work on that, even though that means more rental fees on this tractor. Okay, well, I don't know how much of this I'm going to show on camera again. It'll be very similar to yesterday with the potatoes. But I'm going to get this plowed and cultivated. I'm over here at the gas station, Gasket, just having a couple of hot dogs for lunch and picking up a newspaper. One of the downsides of not having a house is I can't cook my own food. I'm eating out basically constantly. The woman who I'm renting a room from, she's nice enough, but basically I'm in her high school son, I guess he's in college now, her college son's bedroom. And she has already told me that when he comes home for the holidays, I'm going to need to find someplace else to stay. So I'm there temporarily, and maybe I can come back after he goes back to college. So I don't know if I need to go stay at the B&B or something. This is getting to be pretty, what's the word? I mean, it's frustrating for sure. And it's obvious this is a temporary solution. So I really am feeling more urgency to get my own lodging sorted. I have been looking at real estate in the area. It's so expensive. Like, I could buy a tractor or a house. It seems like the options are mutually exclusive. And given the fees I'm racking up, I really need to buy a tractor. So I think I know nothing about this at all. I think I'm going to try to build something that I can live in on my own. I can take some trees down. I was talking to Walter. There is a lumberjack here in town who works at the sawmill. His name is Noah. He will give me some tips about processing wood and stuff. There's plenty of trees on the property. I hopefully won't have to take down too many of them because I really like the trees. So yeah, I'm gonna try building something. I don't know what I'm doing at all, so I'm gonna need help. I gotta figure out who. I'll go talk to Noah as a starting point and figure out what I need to know and go from there. Also, I totally messed up. I got the plowing done, but I was supposed to text Ben this morning after I went to the shop to see, nicely plowed field, to see what equipment they had in, if I was going to do the carrot harvest or the pea harvest today, and I totally forgot to text him. So Ben just kind of showed up as I was wrapping up plowing that field. I guess he knows where the fields are. I mean, he used to work for Walter, and everybody in the area kind of knows everybody's business. Small town. So yeah, he showed up over here, and he told me some useful things, actually. I talked about the yield on this field being just barely enough to pay for the equipment, and he said it's hard to say with those peas whether or not it will justify the rental fee, because they only had one application of fertilizer, it looks like, and they have some pretty big weeds on that field. So he said that will impact the yield negatively. So I don't know if it's going to pay to rent the equipment to harvest it. But like I said, I just can't. It's taking a long time to get over there. Gosh. I just can't picture throwing them away, letting it wither, and I don't know. So I'm going to rent the equipment, and I don't know if it'll pay for itself or not, but I kind of feel like I owe it to my cousin's legacy to finish what they started. This field was interesting. I don't know much about spinach. I could recognize those were spinach leaves. Obviously, there's some giant weeds on here now, and I assume it's only been fertilized once too. Ben told me, because this isn't ready to harvest yet, I can still take care of this field. So I could still apply some herbicide, I guess. They're pretty big weeds. To take out these weeds and apply another application of fertilizer to improve the yield on this field. And because it's spinach, Ben says I can harvest off it twice. So I think it's probably worth trying to improve the yield on this just to make it worthwhile to rent the equipment to do the harvest. So I still have time to do that this afternoon. So I'm going to go over to the shop and try to figure out if there's like a weeder or how much it costs to rent a sprayer. Good Lord. I'm just thinking about the money. It's fine. It's fine. It's going to cost whatever it costs. I need to process through these fields and get over the shock, the sticker shock about the price. So I'm going to take care of this field. I'll maybe do a little more video of me weeding and fertilizing this. And then Ben also told me I can apply fertilizer to these other two fields before I even plant anything. And that means I don't have to drive over the crop as much, which is better for it. So I think I will try to fertilize that field there before I cultivate it, so that it has a nice seed bed, I guess, after I cultivate and I'm not driving over it to fertilize it. And I'll fertilize the one up there that I already cultivated. I probably should have done that while it was plowed before I cultivated it, but I didn't know any better. So I might need to buy a fertilizer spreader or lease one. Fertilizer is something I'm going to have to do over and over again. It might make sense to buy one. All right, I'll have to think about that. I'm just very sticker shocky over all of the rental fees, and I don't want to spend money on equipment because I need to save money for like the big pieces like a tractor. But also, if I don't buy equipment, then I'm going to keep renting it, and it's going to keep adding up. So, yeah. I feel bad that I didn't text Ben, but it turned out to be a really good thing for me that he showed up, and he was fine. He wasn't, like, mad or anything that I didn't text him. So, I think he's a little bit bored. He's kind of, like, semi-retired, and I think he kind of likes having an excuse to poke around and tell people what to do, basically. So yeah, I'll hop in the New Holland, get this over to the shop. I feel like I should wash this, except it's not my tractor. I'll get this over to the shop and see what I can do in terms of fertilizer equipment and getting the weeds off of that field. I will catch you later.
don't need a fortune for dancing under the stars. So what if the sky turns gray, opens up and it rains today? Well, that's just fine. We'll make our own sunshine. Everything's gonna be just fine. We'll make our own sunshine. Everything's gonna be just fine. We got heart, we got time, one part soul, one part light. I know for sure we're gonna be alright. We got heart, we got time, one part soul, one part light. I know for sure we're gonna be alright. We'll make our own sunshine. Everything's gonna be just fine. We'll make our own sunshine. We got time, one part soul, one part light. I know for sure we're gonna be alright. We got heart, we got time, one part soul, one part light. I know for sure we're gonna be alright. We'll make our own sunshine.
I'm over here at the shop picking up the new fertilizer spreader I bought. It's pretty cheap. It was only $2,000. It looks ridiculously small on this New Holland tractor, but I think it's going to fit just fine on my new Massey Ferguson tractor. I was looking in the newspaper that I picked up at lunch and found this thing used. It was, I want to say like 50 something thousand. I did get some extras on it, so it ended up being a little bit more. It is 130 horsepower. It's got an upgraded engine. It's a 5713S, but its base horsepower would have been like 95, I think. But with the upgraded engine, it's up to 130. And I'm having the shop look it over because it is used. It has about 30 hours on it. And they want to give it an oil change, make sure everything checks out for me. It also has a front end loader attachment, which they just installed for me. That is one of the new extras that I picked up. So I can buy a front end loader for this and move pallets and things around the farm. I think this is going to suit me really well. This New Holland is a great tractor, and I would love to own something like this someday. It's just so big and expensive relative to me starting out and what I'm able to spend. I can't see any future where I could do that in the near term. Like, I can work up to something like this, but it's not going to be a starting piece of equipment for sure. So I got this Massey. I'm so excited. This should be ready for me to use tomorrow, so I can use it for the towing the trailer after I'm doing the pea harvest with Ben's help. Here is my tedder that I bought sight unseen. Robbie is the mechanic here at the shop. He's been fixing this up too. It just had a few little bits and bobs that needed to be replaced, and there was some problem with the PTO. I don't know, gasket or something. The connector didn't fit quite right. He's got that sorted out for me now. So this is ready for me to take home. So I guess tomorrow when I pick up this tractor, I will take this tedder back with me. So yeah, this is my new fertilizer spreader. It doesn't hold a lot, but I think it's going to be a really good match size-wise to that Massey Ferguson. Yeah, this New Holland is nice to look at. I'll give you that. Okay, let's get in here. I'm going to get this over to the fields, get the fertilizer spread. I did hang on to the weeder. I will maybe end up with weeds in the field that I'm going to plant with wheat or barley. I still haven't decided whether to do wheat or barley. I'm going to plant that bigger field that I harvested, the potato field, last month, probably tomorrow after the pea harvest is done. I'll plant that in wheat or barley, and then if I get weed in there, I can use the weeder with this tractor to go ahead and take care of that. I'm going to have to hang on to the New Holland still for another month or two, because the implements that I've got now, the plow and the cultivator, use more horsepower. This Massey Ferguson won't be able to run them. So I'm going to have to hang on to the New Holland until I'm done turning the fields around, which means I do need to do that like in a timely manner. So maybe after I plant the wheat or barley tomorrow, I will try to get that pea field plowed if it needs it. If it doesn't need it, just cultivated. And then hang on to it maybe for another month to see if it needs to do any weeding. And then after that, I can take this whole thing back to the shop and be done paying rental fees. So I think given the money I have now, I should be okay to do that. I should, whatever it costs me to rent the equipment tomorrow, even if it costs more than I make back from the harvest, it should be okay because I own a tractor now. Once I'm done with this New Holland, I can stop worrying about rental fees. It's a huge weight off me. So I'm going to go back to the field. I'm going to get the fertilizing done. I don't know if I'll do that on camera. I think this is probably getting to be a pretty long video at this point. And then later, off camera, I'm going to go over and talk to Noah at the sawmill and see what I need to do to get started building stuff. I have no idea, but I need a house. I need a house stat. I'm tired of gas station hot dogs. I'm tired of going to the diner, even though Shay is amazing and I want to like hang out with her every day. Maybe I'll do breakfast at the diners for now. I gotta get this house started. I have so many things to do. I will catch you next time.